Sometime last year, the Canada Immigration Minister came out, stood on a podium, and told us that Canada wanted to launch a caregiver PR program that will give caregivers PR on entry into Canada. Exciting. Many of you were very, very excited. It was supposed to launch in the fall of 2024, but fall came and went. But instead of the immigration minister to come back and tell us when that program will start, all we heard was crickets. We heard nothing. Nothing, no. And of course, you have been asking me, firing me with questions. Sheyi, when is this caregiver program going to start? When will it start? Fall has passed. Winter has come. When exactly will it start? If you ask me, who may I go ask now? Well, I am pleased to let you know that the new Canada Caregiver Program is set to launch on March 31st, 2025. Yes, so it's finally launching. March 31st is the day to mark on your calendar, so go and mark it now. Let me show you how to prepare to benefit from this program when it opens, because this could be a game changer for you as a caregiver. Okay? First of all, it is true. It's not an exaggeration. Canada desperately needs caregivers. Families in Canada are struggling to find support, and the system here has been a bit, messy lately. We used to have 2 caregiver pilot programs: the Home Child Care Provider Pilot and the Home Support Worker Pilot. Those programs have now been discontinued. Programs were good, but they had their fair share of issues, ranging from long processing times to limited quotas for people who wanted to be part of the program. But this new program promises to fix all of those problems completely, hopefully. The big question is, how can you make sure that you qualify and secure your spot before the quota fills up? First of all, let's talk about what makes this new program different and even better than the previous ones. First one is permanent residency on arrival. This one is huge. Unlike previous caregiver pilots, where you had to work in Canada before applying for PR, these new PR programs say that they will grant you PR status as soon as you land in Canada. So you don't have to wait and be worrying about PR before you get your PR program. You get it on arrival. And again, in case you don't know, this is very huge and never been done in Canada before. Secondly, the program offers flexible work options. You're not limited to full-time, long-term caregiving roles. You can work for organizations that are offering temporary or part-time care for semi-independent individuals or for those that are recovering from illnesses. This opens up so many more opportunities and options than the previous caregiver programs. And thirdly, it is a streamlined process. I guess based on what they learned from the previous pilots, this new program has simpler eligibility criteria and faster processing. Truly, it is clear that the Canadian government is serious about attracting caregivers, skilled caregivers, to Canada. Now, let's talk about numbers, because numbers are very important. Now, before I go on, please note that the details of this program will become clearer as we move closer to the launch date, so please be aware of that. But for now, the total application intake for 2025 is expected to be between 4,000 and 5,000 applications. While this might seem like a small number, I know, but it's in line with the previous years. The key here is acting fast, because once these spots are filled, that's it for the year. So start preparing your documents now so that you're not scrambling when the applications open, okay? Great. So now that we have gotten the basics out of the way, let's get into the nitty-gritty of how do you qualify and get yourself ready for this program. There are 4 points to qualifying or checking your eligibility for this program, and I'm going to briefly run you through these 4 points so that you know what to do and how to get ready when the program launches March 31st. But one is language skills. You will need a minimum Canadian language benchmark or CLB score of 4. If you are taking the IELTS, that's about 4 bands in writing and speaking, 4.5 in listening, and 3.5 in reading. It's a basic level of English, so don't let this scare you. This is so easy for you. All of you have been scared of IELTS all your life, because I believe that you can get the score because the score is so low. I also believe that you can use the equivalent scores in CELPIP and PTE Core, which are two other language tests for English that you can do. You can also do the French language test, which is the TEF. Secondly is your education. You must have the equivalent of a Canadian high school diploma, which you can prove with an education credential assessment. That is the minimum. So if you have higher education qualifications, you still qualify. Thirdly is work experience. You need to have recent and relevant work experience in home care and caregiving. This is non-negotiable. Experience involves caring for elderly individuals or those with special needs. Note that I didn't say certification, even though certification is great, but you need the work experience, okay? That is one of the requirements, and a very important one at that. Then finally is a job offer. You need a full-time job offer in Canada from a Canadian family or a home care organization. So if you are looking for what you need to start to do now, it is to find that full-time job offer in Canada. Sharp. Start working on that now. Regarding who qualifies, remember that more details to be shared when the program launches. But I believe that you qualify whether you are outside or inside Canada. That is what I believe. Now, moving on. So how do you prepare for this program? You have heard that the program is launching, but that's not all. Preparation is everything. So let me give you a quick checklist to get you started. Number 1, take a language test. Book your IELTS or CELPIP test now to avoid delays. But before you go and book the test, make sure that you are prepared. Even though they say the CLB is 4 and that the points that you need are not much, that doesn't mean you shouldn't prepare. Make sure that you are prepared before you go and take the exams. Number 2 is get your education credentials assessed. Organizations like WES can handle that for you. Just go to their website and they have a step-by-step guide of what you need to do. If you have a high school diploma, you can assess that one. If you have higher degrees that you have assessed before, you are fine. The minimum is a high school diploma. Number 3 is to update your resume. Highlight your caregiving experience and skills if you have them all. If you don't have them, make sure that you get them. And number 4, start job hunting. You can use your network in Canada, or you can use platforms like Job Bank, or reach out to Canadian families directly in Canada. You need that job offer for you to qualify for this program. And I think if you ask me, that's one of the first things you should start working on. And number 5, gather supporting documents. Have everything on hand to make sure that you're ready to submit a complete application when the program launches. Remember, the quota is limited. So by the time you're still gathering your documents, people who are ready would have applied. And like I said before, once the quota fills up, that's it. They will not collect any more applications. Let me reiterate that Canada's population is aging and the demand for caregivers is skyrocketing. So as a caregiver, you are an essential part of Canada's economy. You are supporting families, you are contributing to the economy, and you are building a future for yourself and your loved ones. So if you meet all these criteria and you can secure a spot in this program, you arrive in Canada with permanent residency already in hand. Just think about that for a second. Think about that. So with that in mind, no more waiting, no uncertainty, no I'm thinking about this, I'm thinking about that. Make sure that you are doing something, whatever it is you can, to make sure that you are prepared when this program launches. That is if you qualify. Now, if you are a caregiver, this is your chance. If you need help with crafting Canada-style CV, please email canadajobcv@yahoo.com. If you tell them you are from me, Sheyi Obasi, they will give you a discount. Then, very importantly, getting a job in Canada is a very strategic process. I tell you, from crafting your CV to putting in your CVs to getting interviews to getting even interviewed and passing the interview, it is all very strategic. You have to be very intentional about it, or else Oyo is your case. So if you want step-by-step help with getting this right, make sure you join our Canada Work Program. I'm going to leave the link right here on the screen, in the comments, and also in the description. Okay, go there and check it out. This is one opportunity that you've been waiting for months, asking when would this start. It has finally started. You finally have a date for when this will start, and I believe that they will not shift the goalpost on this. Let's pray that they don't, so that those of you who have been waiting for this program and are ready can finally take advantage of it. As always, I'm looking forward to hearing your testimonials. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.